What's up, guys? Today we are going to be doing a 2025 NFL mock draft from yours truly, me. We're going to start it off, mock draft, yes, sir. And this shouldn't be much of a discussion for pick number 1, Tennessee Titans. We're looking at the board, but I do think that they're going to go with Cam Ward. If they didn't need a quarterback, they would go with Abdul Carter, but this is an easy one. Let's go. Where is he? Yeah, there he is. Cam Ward. Let's go Cam Ward from Miami. All right, cool. Number 2 overall, Cleveland Browns. Yes, you could say Travis Hunter. You'd also say Shedeur Sanders. But I do really think that they're not going to pass up on the opportunity to get Myles Garrett and Abdul Carter together. That would be a deadly duo, and then your D-line is fixed for a while. You paid Myles Garrett that big contract. You don't have to worry about that. And you got Abdul Carter, the rookie, on a rookie scale contract. This would be a really good pick. I think it might be neck and neck between him and Travis Hunter. I've been seeing a lot more Travis Hunter as of recently. It used to be a lot more Abdul Carter. But they're both really good talents, I do think. But I'm going to go Abdul Carter, right? 13 sacks. And, yeah, let's get that on the board. The next Micah Parsons. Let's go. All right, so we got Abdul Carter. Now we got the New York Giants. Now you can really argue Shedeur Sanders here. But I do really feel like they don't want to really pass up on Travis Hunter if they're given that kind of opportunity. This shouldn't be that hard to decide. I mean, they already got Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson. It wouldn't make sense why they need to get a third quarterback if they have to pay them all that much money. So, yeah, I want to go Travis Hunter. All right, Patriots. They secured their receiver core for now. I feel like it's a little too rich to get a receiver right now. T-Max there, but that's really rich for pick 4. They could trade back, but they do need some offensive line help. And I was thinking, maybe, Will Campbell would be a really good idea. He's got a chip on his shoulder. People always telling him he's too short, his arms. That might drive him to play really well. I think Will Campbell is going to be the pick here. They just really need an offensive line to really help Drake May succeed in this Patriots offense. So, yeah, it's going to be Armand Mambu, but let's go Will Campbell. Number 5, Jacksonville Jaguars. I see Mason Graham's right there, and I like that. That might be a no-brainer. I've been watching them play. They have no pressure. They get no pressure on the quarterback. They really do need some defensive line help. And Mason Graham can generate pressure. He can play the pass game. He can play the run game. He can make some big tackles. I think Mason Graham is the pick here. All right, Las Vegas Raiders. You can have him. You're going to have Ashton Genty. You can take him. I remember he was going to be mocked to the Cowboys for a while, but then the Bears, now the Raiders. I think he'll be a Raider, though. This is an easy pick. Generational talent. They're playing win-now mode, and this is a win-now play. New York Giants. I have 2 players in mind here. 2. They've been doing some really big research, I've heard, on Tyler Ward, deep diving into his player. And they've also been looking at Armand Mambu from Missouri. So it's going to be one of those 2. But I just feel like that you could see how good Lazard had some pretty good plays last year. Garrett Wilson's really good. I think they want to develop him. And it's a little rich taking a tight end at 7. I would want to go Armand Mambu here. They just got to protect the quarterback, and especially a quarterback who's getting right into the system. They need to learn. They need some time. They need some protection. So that's why they should go Armand Mambu over Tyler Ward. But it is really close. That's another one that's we're just going to have to see. But I think the smarter move, I don't know if smarter is the word, but I would go Armand Mambu here. Tyler Conklin's okay. You can just get a tight end next round. You can get Gunnar Helm. All right, Carolina Panthers. Maybe they go T-Mac. I don't know, though. I think they're going to go edge. It's either going to be Jalen Walker, Mykel Williams, or Shamar Stewart, all right? Right there, Shamar Stewart or Mykel Williams. But I think they need that hybrid kind of linebacker who can play anywhere. He can move around a lot, and that's what you get out of Jalen Walker. They had no defense. They really don't have much defense. He's a very physical linebacker. He can force a lot of fumbles. I think they really want Jalen Walker, and that's what I'm going to go with. All right, New Orleans Saints, number 9. I think they go, if Shedeur Sanders is there, that's their guy, right? I think he's going to be, I think he might fall because the Giants got Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. So I think he might fall. And I think this team is not great, but they're good enough for a quarterback. It's not like he's going to the New York Giants. I think they can set him up pretty well. You got guys like T-Mac there. You got Tyler Warren. But I think they should go with Shadur Sanders. He's got some pretty good stats, makes some great plays. 37 touchdowns, really good. I'm going to go Shadur Sanders out of Colorado. Let's get that done. Chicago Bears. They really wanted Ashton Jeanty, but then the Raiders caught up to it. So I was thinking maybe they could trade back, get Hampton before the Broncos do. That would be a really good move. I think it would work for them because that's definitely a guy that Ben Johnson really likes, like a gadget kind of player. So I was thinking like trading back with the Broncos, not like before the Broncos with the Bucks, because they're probably gonna get Hampton if he's there, right? None of these teams are probably gonna take a running back besides the Broncos. That's what I'm worried about for the Bears. So I was thinking like trade with the Buccaneers just right before the Broncos so they can't get Hampton. It's a dirty move, but it will work. So let's go to the Buccaneers. PFF is not really good at trades. They don't do any trades, so I have to force the trade. But my guess would be like, okay, let's get a second and maybe like a late third, 157, and then so you get more depth for picks, and then you're still getting Hampton. It's not the biggest jump. It's only 9 picks. So yeah, let's go second. See, I told you they're really like cautious with the trades. I don't really know why. So I'm gonna force the trade. And hold on one second. Let me just think. All right, I think I got something done. There we go. 10 to 240 for 1953, 157. And that's essentially Amari Hampton. And that second you really need. So the Bucks here. This isn't the best spot to be in, but it's better than. So I think they would go like a corner Will Johnson here, because he's probably not going to pass the Dolphins, and that's someone that would really, I think, they'd value for that kind of team. Will Johnson is going to be the pick. All right, 49ers. They really wanted offensive line, but I think they really wanted Membu or Will Campbell. And if they're not there, they should just go Jahdae Barron out of Texas. I really like his skill set. Barron, last year I feel like he would have been like the fourth corner. He would have been behind Mitchell, DeJean, and Terry Arnold. So yeah, it's either going to be one of those linemen or Jahdae Barron. But let's go Jahdae Barron, Texas corner. Dallas Cowboys, T-Mac or Matthew Golden. That's going to be your choice. But I think that Jerry and Dak definitely like Golden, maybe a tiny bit more. That's going to be so close. I'm excited to see who they're going to get, man. It's literally, it's just so close. It's going to be one of those two. I think Dak would work better with Golden, though. Shorter, faster. That's kind of Dak's guy. Separator. The stats aren't great. He didn't even get 1,000 yards, but as a wide receiver too, he'd be great. And then you have to look at his playoff. How did he did in the playoffs? Amazing. And look at that 40. I mean, casual would take. Everyone's looking at his 40, but I think it would work better with Dak. Let's go Golden. Miami Dolphins. I think they really want to get rid of Tyreek Hill, and then they could trade with the Broncos here. Maybe trade here. Let me see what they have though. Offensive line's okay. All the good ones are kind of gone. You could go Walter Nolan. Maybe Walter Nolan would be the guy. But I also kind of want to make Walter Nolan would be good. Kenneth Grant. They need some defensive line help after losing Christian Wilkins. They didn't really recover really well from that. I think they're looking at Malachi Starks. They need some more depth at the corner position. And I think Starks would be really good for them. But I think you could trade back to get Starks. It just doesn't feel right getting Starks that early. What I want to do is trade back to get Malachi Starks. So, all right. So, let's go here. Who would take Malachi Starks? I don't know if any of these teams really would. So, like, later on, maybe, like, Denver. Let's go with Denver. Just in case the team later does. Denver needs a receiver. I'll give them Tyreek Hill. And let's go Tyreek Hill. All right, so here's the offer that we've gotten. 13, round 7, Tyreek Hill. 4, that's what they get. Miami gets 51, 20, and 177. So that's a pretty good trade for both sides. Now, they got their receiver core done. I was thinking, all right, now we got the Indianapolis Colts. You could argue Starks. That's the risky thing with trading back for the Dolphins. But I also really think that they want to go with tight end Tyler Warren. They haven't always had the best tight end, Like, not the most shining tight end. Like, Wiley Cox hasn't been amazing. I think Tyler Wood would make a lot of sense. Now, here's where I think they're going to go Mike Green, Falcons. This is a pretty obvious one. I don't really know about Green. He's really light for the position, and he plays, like, really, really strong for not weighing that much. He's going to get pushed around a lot in the NFL, especially when he hasn't played the best of teams. It's a very, very dicey move. But I've seen it mocked a ton, and I think that they'll go Mike Green. Arizona Cardinals here. I think that they really need to go either like corner or D-line. But they already have Budda Baker. They don't really need to get another safety. So I think that they would want to go someone of Walter Nolan. Maybe you could say Kenneth Grant would be another one. But the addition of Josh Sweat, even with that, they still need to go defensive line. And I think Walter Nolan is the best move here, best available player, and let's go there. Cincinnati. Yeah, I mean, they need some pass coverage guys, some corners. But they lost Sam Hubbard. I think he retired a little early, but that's okay. And maybe Jahad Campbell would be a good player, but I think they should get some more defensive line. And let's go. Let me check the defensive line group for a minute. I think Kenneth Grant would make a lot of sense. He could fill that Sam Hubbard role. He's a really strong defensive lineman. He can play the run. He kind of values playing the run. So I want to go with Kenneth Grant. All right, Seattle Seahawks. I think they should go offensive line. They need to help Sam Darnold. You saw what happened to him when he put on the Jets offensive line. That was terrible. So I think they're looking at Kelvin Banks. Chicago Bears. We are back. Let's go Amari Hampton. I don't think we should double think this. That's literally who we traded back to get. Maybe they can go receiver, but it just Amari Hampton's too good. I don't know why they would want to pass on him, and that's what they traded down for. Amari Hampton. All right, Miami now. Now this is where they go Malachi Starks. It fell for them perfectly. It was a really good move by what's his name? The GM for the Dolphins. That was a really smart move. That was by me. But this could be something that they try in the draft. I mean, they should get rid of Tyreek Hill, and they need some corner. They need some corner help really bad. Malachi Starks would be the pick. He's been falling because it's safety. I don't know if teams really want to get a safety that early, but he's really good. I think he's worth that early top 20 pick. You know what I'm saying? So let's go Malachi Starks, just safety from Georgia. Pittsburgh Steelers. I really want them to get Dart. He's on the Ole Miss, one of my favorite teams. That's my favorite college team. I really want them to get Dart, and I think it would be a really good pick to put him with DK and George Pickens. I think that they should help him, but that's fine. All right, Chargers. Receiver or tight end? I mean, I think it's either. I know Emeka Egbuka's there, but I think it's between Burden and Colston Loveland. But I don't think they really want to get another Ladd McConkey kind of guy. So I feel like they would rather want to go Colston Loveland. You don't really want to put two Ladd McConkeys together. Quentin Johnson would have been better, but he's just not great. So let's go Colston Loveland. All right, Green Bay Packers here. I think that they want to. I think they don't really want. I think they're going to pass on a receiver. I think that's going to be some shocking move. I don't know if they're going to be really happy with that move, Packers fans. But I think they may pass on a receiver, and I think that they're going to go with some edge help. I think that they could go with. Let me see who. Let's check out the receiver core one more time. Let me just see Burden. Yeah, I'll go Burden. Let's go Burden. All right, Minnesota Vikings. I don't really know what to do here because they should trade up. I feel like they could trade up when it comes to draft time. That was my fault for Vikings fans. I should have done that. Yeah, trade up would be a really good move here. Maybe let me look at the corner group. I mean, these are kind of like early second round kind of guys. I don't know. They should go round one. You can get Dallas Turner and Jahad Campbell back together. That's not a bad idea. But they have Ivan Pace. They have some really good linebackers. I think the smart move here would just go offensive line. It's just protection. Let me just think for a minute. Let me look at defensive line. Derek Harmon. That's not a bad idea. Let's go Derek Harmon. Houston Texans. Okay, it's two Ohio State guys. Josh Simmons or Emeka Egbuka. You gotta say, let's do the fun pick. Let's pair C.J. Stroud back up with Emeka Egbuka. But I think no. He got sacked a ton this year, C.J. Stroud. And Why would you want to do that when you have Tank Dell and Nico Collins? That's your 1 and 2. I don't know why you need to put Mecca there for a wide receiver 3. So yeah, let's go Josh Simmons. He needs a lot of help. And hey, he's still pairing up with another Ohio State guy. And that's what they want. It makes CJ happy. It would make CJ happy for his health sake, and it's just his happiness sake to get an old teammate back with him. All right, Los Angeles Rams. Now, they need some defensive guys. I think they should value the defensive line here. Maybe there's some linebacker, corner. You could have looked at like a Dart replacement. No, sorry, like a Stafford replacement. If Dart was there, maybe you can go Dart. But I was thinking someone as of like Jahad Campbell would be nice. Donovan Iza is a rock. I don't even know how to say it. Emeka Buka. But they already have 2 receivers, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams. I think Jahad Campbell makes sense. He's really good at making tackles. He's a very physical linebacker. You need someone like that. I want to go Jahad Campbell, Bama. Let me just think for a second. Rams. I think they could go Dart if he was there. I think they would go Dart. He needs to learn behind a quarterback. That could be Stafford. It would be a little reach, but let's go Jahad Campbell. All right, Baltimore. I was thinking Donovan is a Raku. I was just say Donovan. I'll call him that. Donovan or James Pierce. It's going to be one of the two. They've both got a lot of sacks this year. Hey, 8 sacks is still pretty good. And James Pierce played the run better. I think that if you want a full-on pass rusher, you can go with Donovan. But if you want a mix at this point, because he forgot about his pass rush steps, I think you can go James Pierce. He's got a little side with him. He's got a little side character. Apparently, he's kind of a diva, I've heard. But let's go James Pierce, because I feel like James Pierce, he's getting better at the run, and that's what you need with this team. So let's go James Pierce. Detroit Lions. Wouldn't be a bad idea now to go Donovan. They don't really have many holes. Offensive line could be. I feel like for them, maybe offensive line, it's best player available. Look at the Philadelphia Eagles. They're already a really good team, and they kept going best player available. And they got even better to where they won the Super Bowl. So I think with a team that good, their mindset is going to be best player available, and that's going to be Donovan. All right, Washington Commanders. He fell a lot, but I think Shamar Stewart, he's got a lot of doubt. He creates a ton of pressure. Doesn't get many sacks. I don't know. He reminds me a little bit of Dante Fowler. I don't know. I see that could be the replacement in Shamar Stewart. Yeah, let's go Shamar Stewart. All right, Buffalo Bills. Let me see. I might go again, best player available. But right now, I think they still need some offensive and defensive line help. That could be Nick Scordon out of Texas A&M. Let's go Nick Scordon. That would help a lot. Kansas City Chiefs. We saw how bad they played with the offensive line-wise during the Super Bowl. And if Trey Smith's almost done on his contract, someone will sign him next year, probably the Patriots or something. They definitely need some offensive line help. Mahomes can't have that kind of problem again, or he's just running for his life. The Philadelphia Eagles defensive line is really good, but still, there's a couple sacks this year by that Chiefs offensive line. Let's go Grace Bell. All right, Philadelphia Eagles, best player available. That's their mindset. That's what they're going to keep doing, and it's been working. Here, they lost Mekhi Becton, so they can really fill that role. I don't think they have to really worry about the first round that much. I think that they could look around. Josh Cornley, that would make a lot of sense. And yeah. All right, that's going to be it for the draft today. I'm sorry I messed up the Broncos pick. That's on me, guys. So yeah, this is the first round of the draft. Let me know if I should have done better somewhere. It was just my first one. And hey, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Go Cowboys.